Hey, Fiskie here. Wow, guys, I'm really sorry about this. I know I promised a new Steam controller video and a new Metal Gear video yesterday, and you only got the Metal Gear video a day late. It turns out the Steam controller video is a way bigger project than I anticipated, and finding a quiet time to record voice at the same time that other people are available is really difficult for me. So that's what's taking so long with that entire project. I'm really sorry, but I'm going to have to amend my upload schedule. I'm only going to be able to put out one video a week, one of these large videos, alternating Metal Gear and Steam controller. So next Wednesday, I should be able to put out a Steam controller video, and the week after that, Metal Gear Solid 5, The Demon Run Part 2. And I really mean Wednesday this time. You know, I should be able to get it uploaded Tuesday and published Wednesday. I really appreciate your understanding, and as always, thank you so much for watching and sticking with us, even though we haven't quite been able to keep up with our promises. So for today's video, I decided that Luxun, another big fan of Metal Gear and one of my best friends, should join me.
Hey, I'm Luxun. I'm glad to have you guys along with us for this journey.
So I've been playing through Metal Gear Solid 5, and I recently beat the game. And I realized I've been playing through the game, there's so many cool guns, there's so many cool things you can use. But I was playing through the game with a very specific set of weapons. Non-lethal, suppressed, sneaky, quiet, just trank everybody. And that's alright. It's a good way to go through the game. But there's a whole other way to play the game that's a lot more fun. And, a lot more challenging, too. In a different way. It's a different challenge. I decided I'm going to go through the game as loud, no suppressors, and as lethally as possible. Every mission, I'm going to try to kill every single guard I come across. And I'm going to try to go about it without being too kind of... I'm going to try to stay stealthy. It's not going to happen, but I'm going to try. You know, with no suppressors, it's kind of hard to do. So, we take a look here. I've set up Snake to be kind of a Metal Gear Solid 3 kind of look. And he's so clean. He hasn't seen much violence, much blood. His horn hasn't grown. We're going to go back all the way to Mission 3. I'm going to start from near the beginning. I didn't want to go all the way back to the beginning because the first mission kind of sucks. But I went to the Mission 3. It wouldn't have done well in the playthrough. I mean, you don't even get a suppressor and you have to go lethal. So I'm going with all lethal weapons. I made a mistake here. I'm using a gun with a suppressor as my primary. But as soon as I notice that I'm using a suppressor, I take it off, and next episode I'll customize the gun so it doesn't have a suppressor. So I'm using a sniper rifle, kind of an assault rifle kind of thing, a revolver, because I love revolvers, and just the standard robot arm. And as you can see back there, I'm using D-Dog in the Foxhound kind of setup. And
Doggy.
he's naked. He doesn't have any of his upgrades. I won't be using him for much because I don't want to use silent kills, and the only way he can kill is silently. So, before we start, let's talk about my form of input. I'm using the Steam controller, and this is the setup I'm kind of using. As you can see here, I have the outer ring binding inverted, so it's more of an inner ring binding to left control. So if I move the stick a little, he'll walk slowly, and if I move it a lot, he'll walk regular. Here I am fixing a typo in one of my bindings. And here you can see kind of how you can type with the Steam controller. It's pretty neat.
Definitely different.
Now, where things get fancy with this binding is the left grip is kind of like a shift button, and I have regular mouse movement, but I can shift it into a much faster mouse. The sensitivity is much higher in the shift mode, and that allows me to look around a lot faster or aim accurately. And I use the shift button over here the same way. This is the menu navigation, you know, A and B, because I don't want escape to be mapped to B while I'm in the game. The same thing for the D-pad. And I think that covers just about everything. I'll make this available for download if any of you want to use it, and that should be pretty neat. And if I make any changes, I'll mention that. But I don't expect to make a lot of changes because I've tinkered with this profile for a little bit. In this mission, we're going to be taking out the Spetsnaz commander, which is already a pretty lethal mission. The first time I did this mission, I just sat on the edge and used a sniper rifle to kill him. And that was my first S rank, because I used my tools in a way that I'm sure they thought of, but it felt like I was doing my own thing and using my tools creatively. But in this case, we're going for all-out lethality.
It's such a pretty game.
It is beautiful. I was just thinking the exact same thing.
Do, and you know, his developers have done a really good job in this game.
The engine is a beautiful thing, a work of art. So I'm going to be skipping a lot of cutscenes. I'm going to be skipping my score at the end. This is not so much about the story and the score. It's more about just, you know, having fun with it, going as lethal as possible and just killing everyone. I know some people are going to want to see what score I get at the end, but I'm playing kind of opposite the way you're supposed to play the game. So I always got a bad score. I got a B on this one. There's no reason to really see the things flash up and see what I did and didn't do at the end. There's two guys coming up here that'll come up here in a second. And there's this guy that gets scanned for a second here, but I can't figure out where he was. You see me trying to figure out where he was and try to scan him again, and I think I see him right there, but he's not scanning properly.
Is that him?
I don't know. The cursor wasn't touching him when I started scanning. It was weird. So there's two guys coming up here, and have to take care of them or they'll spot me. I decide not to go to snipe them because I'm not too certain of my aim yet with the Steam controller. You'll see me miss a bunch of shots because the Steam controller has a big learning curve. There's a lot of kind of muscle memory you have to build to use it effectively. As you can see, I have the suppressor on my primary there. That was a mistake, and I had already recorded the entire episode when I realized.
Love that reflex mode.
Mm-hmm. I considered not using reflex mode, but I mean, the game's already hard enough going lethal. I'm really surprised nobody heard that. That report would have been loud. They would have heard it for quite a while. You see, I've spotted a diamond. I'm looking for it. God, I love the lighting effects and like the fog.
I wish my computer was capable of running it like this.
Everyone's computer should be capable of running it like this. Everyone deserves to be able to play this game and see it this beautifully. I wonder how well the consoles do it. I wonder if they have to turn down the graphics. I don't know. We'll have to see.
The game looked surprisingly well for me, and I just have it at medium graphics, so...
No, the game does really well on weak systems. I'm sure that was intentional. So I think I gotta snipe this guy here. I decide... Or do I snipe the commander here?
Analysis complete.
Fucking tree in the way.
Take a good look at their faces so we can ID the targets.
Analysis complete.
That's the target.
That is one thing I dislike about the gunplay in Metal Gear Solid 5 is the artificial scope sway. But it's so easy to get rid of it, and the pills cost so little. that you can just pop pills constantly if you want. I don't know if there are any detrimental effects, I barely use them, but it's an option if you want to make a shot.
Those guys with the flashing lights on their head, I always find them so ridiculous.
They are stupid, I love them. And you know, they're highlighted compared to everyone else, and they never have helmets on. They have a weird kind of leather helmet thing, but it doesn't stop bullets. So they're just big flashing markers that, you know, these guys are possible to headshot.
I think they're supposed to be like extra antennas so they're like a mobile unit. So they can always have contact with HQ. Not really sure about that, but I think that's what they're intended for.
Now, you see me sitting back and sniping a bunch here. Wasn't really my intent that the entire playthrough would be like that, so don't worry. I'm gonna, you know, start running forward and attacking. This scope is crazy and it's way too high to be on this assault rifle. You see there, I just broke the suppressor, so...
Reload as quickly as you can. You know, I'm glad that they took into account that, you know, the enemy also has to reload.
Yeah.
Oh, you're having a bit of trouble getting up that hill there.
Yeah, the movement could use some work in this game.
Gosh, they do have a lot of helmets.
Yeah, I went through the entire game pretty much just headshot tranking everyone. And no matter how much I sent my people out, they seemed to get helmets anyway, so I kind of gave up on the whole sending people out part of the game. Now, one thing that does bother me is that you can't shoot through the slit on those shields.
Well, they could have the excuse that it's bulletproof glass.
One thing, a grenade's about to land in front of me, and the sandbags, we'll see how the sandbags react. That is great. I love that explosions are stopped by sandbags.
It did look like you took like a small amount of damage, but I'm not sure if that was from beforehand or not.
And,
Time paradox.
yeah, I'm not exactly the best at this game. That'll happen from time to time. I'll try to keep that to a minimum, because I know people don't like watching someone fail over and over.
Oh, pet the doggy, he's so sweet. Come on.
Well, I'm trying to turn Venom into a demon. I forgot the diamond, so I have to go back for it. I really shouldn't be grabbing diamonds. I'm not going to be using the GMP for anything during this playthrough, but, you know.
Since you brought up
Diamond.
GMP, do you want to explain that? Or
I mean, anyone interested in Metal Gear Solid would probably know about how, you know, it's an in-game currency that you can use to develop and customize weapons and stuff. I consider shooting him, but I decide against it because his buddy's right there. That and my loud-ass sniper rifle would have everyone in a 8-mile radius looking at me. Unfortunately, doesn't seem to stop this guy.
who spotted you?
Flashing triangle says it was that guy.
Well, he's very talented.
He is very talented. Look at this guy.
Did he just knife you off the ladder?
Yeah?
Oh, Sounded like you broke his neck, but he's still alive.
There we go. And I feel this is a good time to mention I'm not using aim assist. I actually find it harder to aim with the Steam controller with aim assist on. Feels like I'm not in control of my cursor. I don't like feeling that way. Maybe some people like it better with the Steam controller. I don't. I'm not trying to brag that I'm not using aim assist. I'm just explaining that maybe if your game doesn't feel well with the controller, try turning that off.
Jeez, all those bullets that are flying at you.
Yeah.
Here are all of them.
Going lethal gets surprisingly difficult really fast. Going loud and lethal. And yes, I could have made that shot faster with a mouse. But then I wouldn't be sitting in front of my TV now, would I?
Damn, it's a shield.
Yeah, I try to like melee him here. I think the game actually glitched out there. I don't think I was supposed to be able to do that. Luckily he wasn't wearing the big heavy armor. I killed him quickly.
Clouds approaching.
There aren't too many glitches like that, so...
No, the game is surprisingly stable. It's more stable than Ground Zeroes, which kind of surprises me. I thought they'd have used the same exact version of the engine for both games. But they bug fixed and upgraded the engine, and that makes me really happy. Because there were a couple problems in Ground Zeroes that they fixed in the Phantom Pain. That, and I really like the HUD element colors in the Phantom Pain. It's a much darker red, much darker blue. I like it a lot better. Everything felt kind of muted in Ground Zeroes, and everything's really vivid in the Phantom Pain.
So right there, did you... When you were trying to head out that door, did that guy just surprise you, or was that you having issues with using the controller smoothly?
I'd have to go back and look at the footage, but I'm pretty sure he just surprised me. Playing with a controller is surprisingly easy and robust. This guy right here can take a lot of...
That twitching of the body. Oh my gosh. That took so many bullets.
I finally get out of that piece of cover I had. I spent way too long in there, but they just had me pinned down. And it's D-Dog. He's back. I don't know where he went.
I think he's supposed to like run away from combat whenever it gets too intense around you. But, you know, D-Dog is like one of my favorite buddies, so...
Played through the entire game without using him pretty much. And then I played like 3 missions with him and maxed him out. And then I discovered just how useful being able to see where people are through walls is.
Yep, you gotta love that canine sixth sense. And
So, even though I killed the target, my mission's not done yet. Gotta make sure he's dead. And that also lured the other people to me so I can kill him. I try to hit this guy out here, but unfortunately, something weird was going on with the crosshairs. I couldn't hit him. I tried. I'm not certain I'd have been able to do that with a mouse. I'd have a better chance of doing it. But I think because I'm at an angle, the gun was really pressed up against the wall or something. So I couldn't hit that guy. It turns out I discovered something here in just a second that I wasn't aware of because I was playing with all tranquilizer darts and rubber bullets. It turns out regular bullets can go through wood.
Oh, no way. Oh, that's sweet.
But not through concrete.
Isn't that like technically like Adobe or something like that?
I don't know. It's probably.
Who cares?
I have 3 bullets left in my revolver, and I gotta get this guy. And surprise, he has a shotgun.
Oh my gosh. Friggin'
I
shotguns.
hate shotguns. To the point where you'll probably won't be seeing me using a shotgun in this playthrough unless it's a double barrel or something sufficiently nerfed. So there's a guy in a mortar shooting at me. I don't know if I ever find that guy. I don't know where he went. He just kind of disappears. But it says there's an enemy over there, and I take a look, and surprise, it's a tank.
It's just a tank sitting there.
It's just a tank. I've never seen that tank before. It's just there. So I make use of my surroundings. So I take my C4. I just stick all of it on this Jeep. All of my C4. And look around, because I hear the guy. I can hear the guy both in the radio and I can hear the echo because he's close to me. I can't find him. I don't know where that guy went. But later I get a message that I cleared the outpost, so I'm thinking that's a glitch. I'm thinking there's a voice source somewhere that's not mapped to a player, or to a bot. And a sandstorm comes in for no reason, so that's fun. But luckily I've marked the tank on my map, so I can go to the tank blind. Now, for those of you that have already spotted my mistake that I make here, smarter than I was, because I made a very big mistake in this plan. And it'll become painfully obvious in a second. There's another diamond that I missed. There's diamonds everywhere in this game.
And for those of you who play PlanetSide 2, he's about to file a suicide Sunday.
Extraction arrived at medical.
Except, turns out D-Dog doesn't jump out when you do.
Oh god.
Whoops. I should have told him to wait. But the tank explodes, and I get the message that I've captured the outpost.
Well,
So
isn't
that's
the
mission.
guy in the tank technically the enemy who could have been talking?
Maybe, if those weren't mortars, but they were tank shots. But I kind of doubt it, considering I got the reflex mode when I got near him. So I don't think he was shooting at me. So that's mission complete. I've killed everybody in the mission area, and now I just have to get out of the hot zone.
Look at how bloody he is. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
So did your horn grow at all from this?
No, not yet.
Really?
Nope. It takes quite a few kills to grow your horn 1 point.
All the desert. So much sand.
Mm-hmm.
It's everywhere.
I consider shooting my helicopter for a second, decide not to.
Be quiet.
I've always wanted to snipe a guy out of the driver's seat of a helicopter like I've seen people do in Battlefield. I don't think it's possible in Metal Gear. I've tried. Either I didn't have a powerful enough gun to punch through the armor, or my shot was off, or it's impossible. I'm not sure. And I'm not talking about Pequod, I'm talking about Snake. It's an enemy gunship. A single burst from its machine gun could tear a man in half.
I just assumed I was always not a good enough shot for it.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I tried to get Quiet to snipe him once when I first got Quiet. That didn't happen.
Boy, would she be overpowered if she could, though. But I mean, you could make the case for being able to do it considering what she does,
Yeah.
saving your life and all.
Now, there's D-Dog here in a second.
Your arm
D-Dog's
was-
just fine. He's there, he's happy, he's tail wagging, he's fine. I don't know about Snake, though. Snake...
Look at that. Do you have a diamond? Have you bejeweled your arm?
No, the diamond is because of your fallen comrades. That's a diamond dog.
Yeah, I know.
That was a big story point. And that's that. That was the first mission of Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain Demon Run. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and I hope to see you next time. And next week, Wednesday, I hope to have the Steam controller video out for real this time. Thanks for watching.